Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's the reveal of the Night Models Harry Potter miniatures adventure game Luna Lovegood Lion Hat. This was one that was originally done for Gen Con in 2018 and I managed to get this at a fairly decent price, probably about a year ago now. Now what I've done is, instead of, you can just see the base in there, and this is the completed model. Yes, it's like it's miles away. Let's get in a bit closer. What I've done with the base, I'm useless at these bases, and I'm always terrified because, especially some of the female characters, the ankles, if they're in boots, it's slightly easier, but if they're in then shoes and that, the ankles are that tiny, you're terrified to try and pin them. So I usually leave them with the slotter base in, but it just throws everything off. I've hated doing it, and I've been determined to move away from that, you know, and start doing some form of bases myself. My good mate Ian Aitken, he has his channel, so go and check out Ian Aitken. You might know him as Darkblade. He does a lot of the Harry Potter figures and also other Night Models creations, such as the Batman Universe, DC Universe game. Does a lot of things like that, and he's got a lot of those type of tutorials, and one of his tutorials is how to do bases with I believe putty, something like that. This isn't though. So, but I'm just saying, check Ian's out. You know, he's a lot better at it than I am. What I've done is cheated a bit. I've taken some very, very thin plasticard, so like paper thin, and I've obviously made the rough circle with it. I haven't got one of those cutters that cuts it out, so, and I'm useless, as we all know, at measuring and getting things exactly right. So there was a very tiny gap around the outside occasionally with a circle, which I just filled in with some Vallejo modelling putty, which is this stuff. You can make it wetter, you know, you can put water to it, you know, do whatever you like with it really. That's what it roughly looks like when it's dried out. So what I did was cut myself a piece of this very thin plasticard, and unfortunately I haven't got anything with me, so if you just think of a normal piece of paper, that's about as thick as the plasticard is, or a tad thicker. Got some modelling glue. I didn't use the Tamiya Extra Thin, which is very hot glue, but it doesn't cover so well across the humps and bumps. I use the normal white Tamiya cement, but you can use, if you're not a modeler and you don't particularly have that stuff, you can use Revel Contactor or the old white stringy glue. And what you do is obviously just put some glue around over the cobbles. Try and, where the slot is, just try and cut the slot. It tends to push up, which is one of the problems with these. Cut that down as best you can so it's a bit more as flat as the cobbles themselves. Then put your bit of plasticard on. The glue is obviously, it works by melting, so just get a couple of, either I've used the cheap modelling clamps, but you can use clothes pegs. Just put 2 or 3 round, and it will you know, over the space of 4 or 5 hours, it'll melt down nicely into, you know, into a sandwich. You may have the odd hump and bump show through depending on how much glue you've put on and how the pressure is, but it's nothing to worry about, especially if you're then going to put other stuff on the base, you know, build it up, whatever you're going to do with it. Here, as you can see, I've just painted floorboards on, and this is, the whole idea of this is Luna, non-Potterites will know Luna's actually in Ravenclaw, not in Gryffindor, but all her best mates are in, obviously, Harry, Hermione, Ron, you know, they're all in Gryffindor. So this is when she's at the Quidditch match. She actually made this headdress that roars. It's like, as the emblem of Gryffindor is a lion. So she's made this lion headdress, and she hasn't got a problem about supporting her mates. So they're on those big wooden Quidditch towers, so I've put those as like floorboards, planking, whatever you want to call them, and I've just got some discarded Gryffindor, you know, colours, maroon and yellow. I mean, it's a bit more red there as I've tried to pick the colour up a bit, but Probably a bit contrived, really. I've got her stood in between two. Should have been probably a bit more off centre, really. But I suppose it, you know, it puts a frame around her in a sense. A bit of bunting there. So yeah, this is my good mate's his daughter. As I say, it's pretty rough times for him at the moment, as in with the coronavirus and stopping in and all the pressures of that entailed. I want to get this off to her. As I say, she has the occasional figure off me anyway. But the lights here are killing hopefully the photographs will show it a bit better. There's a lot more colour to these purples than you can see under the lights, unfortunately. Is it going to show? No, you only get a vague look. But yeah, look for the photographs at the end and they'll show you. Done the boots slightly redder. I wanted them slightly more red than they showed in the artwork. And I've done my trousers slightly more of a pinky red, a pinky purple, and I've tried to put some texture in to show that they're trousers. The only thing I'm not so keen on with this is you can see she's leaning right forward, which is a bit, not a weird pose I suppose, but you can see how far she's moving, and that's nothing to do with the sculpt as in warpage or anything, it's just how they've sculpted her. Tried to do her eyes, I'm not sure if I've done them right or not. I think I have. The lion headdress, I've put more dark colours in there because when you actually see them in the films it's a lot more darker than the artist shown on the box art. The good thing is we all take these figures and we all run with them, do our own thing. So yeah, that's our Luna Lovegood figure. I've put a hair coming out at the bottom there because I wasn't 100% sure if that was hair or mane, but I think it's hair. So a little tank top thing that goes over. I've given that, again, you can't see under all these lights, I took some sunrise, oh goodness me, was it sunrise pink or something like that, and just did some glazes over the grey just so it'd bring it more in, it give a bit of a colour match with the things that she got on. So in the films it's just a dark grey jumper she's got under, or cardigan, whatever you want to call it, underneath this tank top thing. But no, I'm really happy with how she's turned out. There's probably about 10 hours in that. So yeah, there we go. If I can find the, see, as I say, you can't see her without her, she's bending forward without tilting her. But yeah, very enjoyable, really like that one. I've got another Harry Potter unboxing to come up in the next week or so, which will probably be Professor Lupin and his werewolf other half when he turns into a werewolf. So I've got that to show at some stage. Guys, you take care of yourselves. I hope everything's going well with you, and we will catch each other very, very soon on another video. Cheers.